Hello, beautiful people. Welcome or welcome back. I am Andréa B, and today I will be discussing a very common question that I hear women ask all the time, which is, where are all of the good men? Now, chances are, if you have asked this question, you are likely overlooking the good men that you encounter. Also, you may be surrounding yourself with the not so good men, which is causing your mind to only see the negative, which therefore goes back to the first point. You will then ignore the good men, because when our brains are oversaturated with negativity, that negativity overrides the positive, and it almost seems like the positive just doesn't exist, because you will just always see the bad. So, how to allow the positive to override means shifting your belief system. Easier said than done, I know. But it requires building a habit. And as you build this habit, you will train your brain to see the world differently, therefore see men differently. And you may have to ask yourself, what is a good man? So when I refer to a good man, I am thinking of men that are kind, respectful, that are loyal, that want to treat you well, that are very secure. They behave securely. So they are not taking advantage of you. They are not overstepping any of your boundaries. They are mindful of, or I'll say considerate of, what you need, and they are willing to work with you to find a solution that works best for both of you. They're not a pushover. They are also not controlling. They just want to negotiate so that you both are satisfied with the next step. A good man will speak kindly of you even when you're not around. A good man is going to keep you in mind almost always. They are selfless most of the time. Their character is great, especially if that good man is a believer in Christ. His actions should match what Christ wants for us. And he's human, so close enough. If his behaviors are righteous most of the time, that's what you want to look for to say that's a good man. So I may throw some more characteristics out there, but for now, I think you get the point. So what then happens is a lot of women are confused because there is a man that may be good temporarily until he gets what he wants. And then when he flips the script, a woman notices because he becomes no good, trifling, a scrub, deadbeat, all of the negative, toxic words. And what happens is that man realizes that he may lose this woman. So he's going to temporarily go back to being good until he gets what he wants. I hear this often, especially from clients. He does what I want him to do, and then maybe 2 weeks later, he stops. He gets comfortable. He's complacent. And then I have to go back and ask him to do these things all over again. It's always a conversation. So men usually know what to do to get what they want, maybe get you off of his back for a little bit, and he's going to go back to the habits that just he's developed. And that causes confusion because you are in this loop. You are in this hot and cold relationship with a man thinking, I know you're capable of it. I've seen you do it before. And you're holding out for that potential. If you would just stick to this, we'd be good. Well, guess what? If he's not sticking to it, chances are it won't happen. So you are waiting for him to change, and he may not be willing to. He may just be willing to change just for that moment. And sadly, you are falling for it every time. So he knows that he does not have to go above and beyond because you're going to give him more than you should be giving him. So what needs to happen is, it's not just about demanding more. It's more so about, what are you giving men? There's a saying that a woman is giving husband treatment to a boyfriend or to someone that does not even deserve to be a boyfriend, therefore does not deserve to be a husband. So if you find yourself giving so much to a man that is not even worthy of that title, you're in trouble. So it's best to dial it back and check the temperature of your interactions with a man. When you first meet him, goes back to, how is he treating you? Is he respectful? Is he kind? Is he considerate? The more that you two interact, the more that you two get to know each other, keep checking that temperature. And you can then assess if it's a good idea to give more, and that he's also willing to give you more, that there has to be a give and take. So if you find yourself giving, and of course he's going to keep taking, because he does not have to do much for you to give. And women always complain and say, he's taking advantage of me. He never does anything. I'm doing all of the work. Well, of course, if you're doing all of the work, he doesn't have to do it, because you've taken on the role of doing all of the work. That's living the life. Of course, a man like that will soak it in. And so if you're asking him for more than he's used to giving, there will likely be pushback, because that goes against his nature right now. He's not used to giving more, so there will be some tension for him. It will be uncomfortable because it requires him to change. So I think it's best to check the temperature in the beginning, because if you see that a man is willing to negotiate with you, not just change for you just to please you, but I like to think of it as a negotiation, because again, it's figuring out how can we meet in the middle. And if you notice that he is willing to do that with you, that he's willing to put in work, and that he's not also doing all of the work, which leaves you with no work, because that's an imbalance, but that you both are able to do some work. So I also think the women that are asking where are all of the good men need to become better women. What I'm hearing often is women have very, very, very unrealistic standards when it comes to dating. Women say all the time, he has to be over 6 feet. He has to make 6 figures and above. He has to own the bus company. He can't drive the bus for work. He has to maintain a certain status that looks the part. And let's examine that. So if you want a man that, and I want to, that there's an age range. It's usually women in their 20s to 40s that are mostly saying this. I'm going with generalities here, so work with me. A lot of those women are dating men around their age, so around 20s to 40s. Now, if you are in that age range, looking for a man in that age range, you have to understand that a lot of those men are not making 6 figures and above. They are just getting started. They are building themselves up. We know that when it's time to apply for a job, they're wanting experience from by the time you were 5 years old. So if a man does not have that, you have to understand that he is building himself. He is probably starting from janitorial to owning the company, driving the bus to owning the company, or just working temporarily while he's in school. A lot of women are not understanding about that. They're automatically putting this man down. He's a bum, scrub, all the things. He is not worth my time. And because you are judgmental, because you are overlooking those men, you're passing up a lot of good men for that reason. And that's okay, because the right woman will be willing to work with him. And what happens often is it's too late. For the women I'm talking about with these high standards, they realize that it's too late. They hit a wall, and then they look back with regret saying, I should not have passed him up, because I wasted so much time with all of the Tyrones and the Chads and the Pookies and the Ray Rays. They went for the same type. Your type is going to get you in trouble, because if it did not work the first time, why would you choose to date the same type of man the next go round? All you're doing is dating the same person with a different face, whatever. It's not logical. So And this is why it's so important to look at a person's character, because it's not working for a reason. If you're dating a man that is emotionally unavailable, if he's dismissive, manipulative, why date another man that is manipulative, dismissive, and emotionally unavailable? You are causing yourself unnecessary heartache. So, check those standards. Now, let's go back to this case study here. We've discussed the money, and I want to build on that. If you see that he is working towards something, let that be enough. Yes, I want some six figures too. I think everybody that doesn't make six figures wants six figures and above. But work toward that. Most people that are working honestly just won't get that. Most of us probably won't ever touch that in our life. Just know that it requires work. And so if you see that he's working towards something, he's getting up for a job, he shows up on time, he has a good work ethic, let that be enough. Now, over 6 feet. I don't know why that's so important. I don't know. And attach that with he has to be in the gym. A lot of women that are asking for that are not in the gym themselves, are not even close to being in a gym themselves. He has to have six-pack abs. A lot of women requiring that are obese. Ma'am, let's be realistic. Now, let's talk about that, because if majority of the women are looking for a man over 6 feet and fit, understand that you are competing, because everybody wants that. It's like the hot new TV, the hot new phone, or like when Popeyes had their chicken sandwich, what happened? They ran out because everybody was in line for it. So if everybody is in line for this man, he is going to take his time to pick through the options that he has available, which means if you're not willing to share, because chances are he's going to have a lineup of women. He's not ready to settle down with just one. If you're not willing to share with other women, you're wasting your time going after that man. Now, be attracted to the person you want to date. Yes, absolutely. However, if you think a man is only attractive because he's over 6 feet and has six-pack abs, you're missing out on a good man. Don't go for obesity. I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm not saying you have to date someone that you find unattractive. But let's be real. If all of the men in the world were only attractive because they're over 6 feet and has an 8-pack abs, you're basically saying everyone else is just ugly. If that's what you think, that's your business. Again, you're passing up men and making room for other women to take them. And what happens to, we see it all the time. I know y'all see it. It happens in the movies and in real life. But the movies, they know too. That's why they make the movies like that. A person that was once deemed unattractive becomes attractive when a woman sees him dating someone else. They start to look at him and say, he actually is a little cute. He bought her flowers. oh, he's a gentleman. But before, he was a lame, he was a loser. You were saying, get away from me. Ew, you creep. Now you want him. You see why? Because before you overlooked him, and now you see another woman with him, and you're thinking, wait, maybe he's not so bad. So, yes, stop just checking for the men with the six pack and the 6'2". Now, let's also remember that I said these women are dating men around their age. So, if you're not willing to date an older man, relax on the standards. Because most of the men that have reached that six figure and above status, like I said, they've worked for it, so they're a lot older, maybe old enough to be your daddy or your pawpaw. If you don't want to date daddy age or pawpaw's age, dial it back. Okay? Stop expecting men your age to just have it all figured out. That are in the 40s and in the 20 age range. They don't. They're not there yet. They're still building toward it. Now, it then turns into just expecting that of a man in general, and then putting him down for not being there yet. You don't have to do all that. If he's not good enough for you, leave him alone. Don't slander him. Don't tarnish his character because he does not meet your standards. Just move along. Go mind your business. Make your own six figures. And another thing about height. There are women my height, maybe even shorter than me. I am 4'10". What in the world are you possibly doing with a 6 foot and over man? Why? Do you want back problems? Do you want neck problems? Let me tell you, majority of people are taller than me. There are fourth graders taller than me. So I know what it's like to look up at people all the time, all day long. And sometimes it hurts. My husband, he is much taller than I am. And when we're hugging, I either have to get on my tippy toes or he has to bend down because eventually it hurts. So be for real. You just want a man that tall because you think it sounds cool. You think it looks good because you know other women want that. And that's all it is. It's just a show. It's just to boost yourself up and say, hi, I know I'm killing the game because I got this man. He looks the best and everybody wants him. And I look good just because he chose me. If that's all you want, okay, this video is not for you. This video is for the women that say they want a stable relationship, that they want a relationship with God as the foundation. If that's what you're looking for, it takes more than how tall a man is and how much money he makes. What this means for you now, when I say you likely need to become a better woman, definitely check your standards and figure out what's important to you. Because if you are listening to society and what society says you should look for in a man, you are in trouble. What is important to you? Because there is a contradiction. Women say they want something, they choose something else. That has to match. If you say you want a good man, go for that good man. You have to change your perspective. Don't be so black and white, because know that a good man can come in all forms. So let it work for you, because the man that you're passing up, he's going to be good enough for somebody else. And let it work for you. That's what counts, because it's your life and it's going to be your relationship. So if it doesn't work for your friend and her mama, so what? They're not dating him. You are. Don't let other people dictate that. Listen to sound advice, logical advice, and wisdom. If they are talking you out of dating a good man because of some dumb, childish reason, you are going to get dumb and childish results. So push the naysayers aside and say, you know what? He has a little gap. I think he's handsome. Okay, he's about 2 inches taller than me, and so what? That's good enough. Whatever, that's your business, because I can't tell you who to be attracted to. I'm not you, so I don't know. I can't tell you who to go date. All I can say is, if you are getting poor results by being with a man, you need to reevaluate. Either, it could be both of you. This is not to blame the man and say it's all his fault. It just means evaluate. If you are not getting the results that you want, reevaluate the situation. So, become what you are looking for. If you have all of the demands in the world and are not willing to give what you're asking for, become a better woman. Become kind. Become generous. Become respectful. Do not be argumentative and confrontational, just picking fights for no reason. No. A man doesn't want that. And when I say generous, remember, it's not just giving your all and losing yourself in the process. No, because the right man for you will be able to fill your cup as well. So, check yourself. Do you keep your word? Do you know how to communicate your needs? Do you know how to say what you're feeling in a respectful way? Or do you just curse people out for no reason? Do you trash talk folks? Do you talk about you and your man's business without his permission, or just sharing details with people that are just too intimate? If he said, I'm not cool with that, are you respecting him? Or are you just saying, you know what? I'm going to do what I want to do. I don't care what you say. That's not going to work. You will be alone. You'll be alone. So remember, this is not a let men control you suggestion. This is a how can we be considerate of each other? How can we work together? What is going to help our relationship function? It's not just his, it's not just yours. It's going to be both of you. So you have to find what works for you. And if you are not willing to compromise as a woman, if it just always has to be your way, he's gonna hit the highway and he won't look back. He is going to thank God and heaven that he got away from you because you were too much trouble for him. So, it is time to do better. It's time to do better. So, that is all that I have for you. Thank you all for tuning into this video. I hope that you all are encouraged, inspired. Women, if you're looking for that good man, this video is for you. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Turn on notifications so that you can receive updates for when I post again. And thank you to everyone that has already subscribed. I truly appreciate you all for sticking with me and hanging out with me. So, if this message was harsh, sorry, not sorry. I just want to be honest. That's the best that I can do for you all, just to be honest. This is coming from a place of love because I've been there differently. But before I got married, I remember questioning if there's someone out there for me. And I'm speaking from a place of I can relate, and like I said, it is love because I want to see people grow. I want to see people living their best life. And so me being honest is what I can do to help you. Now, whether you receive this or not is up to you. I've done my part. So thank you for tuning in. And until next time, peace out.